Welcome back to the Dreamworthy Destinations podcast. I'm your host, Sierra Dizer, a luxury travel advisor dedicated to helping make your travel dreams a reality. And today, we'll be talking about Amsterdam, how you can spend a perfect day or more in Amsterdam. And I'll be sharing a guide to Europe's most captivating canal city. Amsterdam is a city that effortlessly blends history, culture, art, and beauty into an experience unlike anywhere else in Europe. Famous for its picturesque canals, elegant merchant houses, world-class museums, and vibrant neighborhoods, this Dutch capital has a way of captivating visitors from the moment that they arrive and holding on to them long after they've left. For many travelers, Amsterdam serves as the beginning or ending point of a European river cruise along the Rhine. Others visit as part of a broader Netherlands itinerary, eager to experience the city's extraordinary history and unique atmosphere before or after exploring the rest of this remarkable country. But no matter how you arrive, Amsterdam delivers an unforgettable mix of iconic landmarks, hidden neighborhood gems, extraordinary food and drink, and a singular atmosphere that simply cannot be found anywhere else on Earth. What makes Amsterdam particularly special is its ability to feel both grand and intimate at the same time. One moment, you're standing before centuries-old landmarks that shaped world history. The next, you're sipping coffee at a canal-side cafe while cyclists glide past on cobblestone streets and houseboats bob gently in the morning light. It is a city of beautiful contradictions, and navigating those contradictions is one of the great pleasures of spending a day here. So whether you're passionate about history, fascinated by art, drawn to beautiful architecture, devoted to extraordinary food and drink, or simply looking to soak up the atmosphere of one of Europe's most beloved capitals, this guide will help you make the most of every moment in Amsterdam. So first, we can talk about why you should visit Amsterdam. Amsterdam occupies a singular position in the European imagination, and for good reason. Built upon a network of canals that have earned UNESCO World Heritage status, the city combines centuries of remarkable history with an innovative, progressive, and deeply humanistic spirit that feels completely contemporary. During the Dutch Golden Age of the 17th century, Amsterdam became one of the world's most important trading centers, attracting merchants, artists, philosophers, and thinkers from across the globe. The wealth and cultural energy of that era produced some of the greatest paintings in Western art history, a canal system of breathtaking engineering ambition, and a tradition of tolerance and intellectual openness that still defines the city's character today. That legacy is visible everywhere you look, whether in the elegant canal houses leaning gently over the water, in the Rijksmuseum's extraordinary collections, in the Anne Frank house's sober reminder of what happens when tolerance fails, and in the cheerful chaos of cyclists, trams, boats, and pedestrians, all sharing the same narrow streets with remarkable good humor. What many visitors love the most about Amsterdam is its walkability. The historic center is surprisingly compact, which allows you to explore much of the city on foot while discovering charming neighborhoods, hidden courtyards, flower-filled bridges, and scenic canals at every turn. Amsterdam serves as a popular starting or ending point for Rhine river cruises across Europe. And thanks to the nearby Amsterdam airport, the city is easily accessible for international travelers. So whether you have a single day between flights or a full pre- or post-cruise extension that you can enjoy, Amsterdam rewards each and every hour that you give it. In my opinion, there's no better way to begin your day than by exploring Amsterdam on foot. The city's compact center allows you to experience centuries of history while soaking in the atmosphere that makes Amsterdam so beloved. As you wander through the historic streets, you'll quickly understand why Amsterdam is considered one of Europe's most beautiful cities. Elegant canal houses lean slightly with age, flower boxes adorn windows, and bicycles outnumber cars by a remarkable margin. Every corner seems to reveal another postcard-worthy scene. Begin in the Jordaan, which is one of Amsterdam's most enchanting and characterful neighborhoods, and the place where the city's everyday soul is most vividly on display. As you navigate Amsterdam's picturesque canals, you'll discover its cultural and architectural treasures, including the gilded merchant mansions of the Dutch Golden Age and historic sites such as Wester Church and the Anne Frank House. Originally built during the 17th century as a working-class district housing immigrants, artisans, and laborers who served the prosperous canal ring nearby, the Jordaan has transformed over the centuries into one of Amsterdam's most desirable and photogenic areas, while also retaining much of its historic scale and intimacy. The neighborhood's narrow streets are lined with independent boutiques, art galleries, antique shops, local bakeries, flower stalls, and charming brown cafes, the traditional Dutch pub that has been the social heart of Amsterdam life for centuries. Unlike some of the city's busier tourist corridors, the Jordaan feels authentically local in the best possible way. Take some time to wander without a strict agenda. Some of the neighborhood's greatest treasures are found unexpectedly. Whether it's a hidden courtyard garden tucked behind an unmarked wooden door, a canal lined with flower-filled houseboats reflecting in the morning light, or a tiny cheese shop where you can sample aged Gouda with a glass of local beer. Many visitors find that the Jordaan becomes part of Amsterdam that they love most, because it captures the city's everyday character rather than just its tourist-facing facade. And no visit to the Jordaan is complete without acknowledging the neighborhood's most historically significant landmark, the Anne Frank House, where Anne Frank and her family hid from Nazi persecution for over 2 years during World War II. The Anne Frank House is very popular, so if you do plan to visit, please purchase your tickets well in advance online at the museum's website. The experience is profoundly moving and deeply important, as it serves as a reminder of the human cost of hatred and the extraordinary courage of ordinary people. I would recommend that you allow for at least 90 minutes and approach it with the time and attention that it deserves. After a morning of exploration in the Jordaan, you can make your way towards Amsterdam's celebrated museum quarter, which is home to some of the greatest cultural institutions in the world. The Rijksmuseum is home to Rembrandt's The Night Watch and other masterpieces of the Dutch Golden Age, and a specially guided tour brings these extraordinary works to life in ways that self-guided visits just can't replicate. As the Netherlands' National Museum, the Rijksmuseum houses one of the world's most important collections of art and history, spanning painting, sculpture, decorative arts, and historical artifacts across 80 galleries and 8,000 objects. The highlights are genuinely overwhelming in their quality. Rembrandt's Night Watch, which is monumental in scale and breathtaking in its mastery of light and shadow, is often the undisputed centerpiece. Vermeer's intimate domestic scenes, Frans Hals's vibrant portraits, and Jan Steen's exuberant genre paintings all offer windows into the daily life and cultural aspirations of Golden Age Amsterdam. Even travelers who don't typically prioritize visiting museums often find the Rijksmuseum deeply compelling because it doesn't just show you great art, it tells you the story of a civilization at the height of its creative and commercial powers. If you can, try to plan for at least 2 hours there. The building itself is a magnificent Gothic Revival palace with a bicycle path running through its ground floor, and it's an extraordinary experience even before you step inside. Outside of the Rijksmuseum lies Museumplein, Amsterdam's cultural heart, which is a generous public square surrounded by major institutions and green spaces that provides a welcome moment of breathing room in a city full of narrow streets and dense history. The Van Gogh Museum is just steps away and houses the world's largest collection of Vincent van Gogh's paintings and drawings in a purpose-built museum that is itself an architectural landmark. The Stedelijk Museum, dedicated to modern and contemporary art and design, rounds out the trio of world-class institutions sharing this extraordinary square. Depending on your interest and available time, you may wish to add one, both, or all three of these museums to your day. The Van Gogh Museum in particular is worth the visit even for travelers who don't consider themselves art enthusiasts, because Van Gogh's story, when told in his own paintings and letters, is one of the most human and moving in all of art history. Amsterdam's culinary scene is one of its most underappreciated pleasures, and a midday meal is the perfect opportunity to explore it properly. For a quintessentially Dutch experience, seek out bitterballen, which are crispy, deep-fried balls of savory beef ragout, served with mustard and found at virtually every traditional brown cafe in the city. Stroopwafels, which are my personal favorite, are thin waffle cookies sandwiched together with a layer of warm caramel syrup. They are perhaps the Netherlands' most beloved sweet treat, and buying one fresh from a market stall and eating it while walking along a canal is one of those small, perfect travel pleasures that stays with you. Dutch pancakes are another essential experience. They are thinner than American pancakes, but thicker than French crepes. They can be served sweet or savory in dedicated pancake restaurants throughout the city. Herring with onions and pickles, eaten the traditional Dutch way by tipping your head back and lowering the fish into your mouth, is either going to be the highlight or the challenge of your Amsterdam culinary experience. But either way, it's probably an experience worth having. Canal-side cafes provide the perfect setting for a leisurely lunch, and few experiences feel more quintessentially Amsterdam than enjoying a meal while watching the boats glide through the canals, cyclists ringing their bells at pedestrians, and the city moves at its own unhurried rhythm around you. If you happen to be visiting Amsterdam during the spring, especially between late March and mid-May, dedicating a part of your afternoon to Keukenhof Gardens is one of the most extraordinary things that you can do in all of the Netherlands. Often called the Garden of Europe, Keukenhof showcases millions of blooming tulips, daffodils, hyacinths, and other spring flowers across 79 acres of beautifully landscaped grounds, and it's located approximately 30 kilometers south of Amsterdam. Walking through the colorful displays feels like stepping into a living impressionist painting, and it's the kind of visual experience that photographs beautifully but still somehow exceeds the photograph in reality. And for many visitors, Keukenhof becomes the highlight of their entire Dutch vacation. If time allows and Keukenhof is not on your itinerary, one of the other great half-day additions to Amsterdam can be a visit to the city of Haarlem, which is located just 15 minutes from Amsterdam Central Station by a direct train. Many visitors tend to describe Haarlem as Amsterdam's quieter, more intimate cousin, and it is a thoroughly adept description. At the center of Haarlem lies the Grote Market, a picturesque square surrounded by historic buildings, outdoor cafe terraces, and the magnificent St. Bavo's Church, which is a Gothic masterpiece housing one of Europe's most celebrated pipe organs. And it's also believed to have been played by both Mozart and Handel during their visit. The Frans Hals Museum, which was named after one of the Dutch Golden Age's greatest portrait painters and housed in a 17th century almshouse, provides extraordinary context for understanding the artistic achievements of the period and is among the finest small museums in the Netherlands. Haarlem is also the center of the Dutch tulip growing industry, and the countryside between Amsterdam and Haarlem is often lined with tulip fields in the spring, which is a landscape that looks almost impossibly beautiful against the flat Dutch horizon. As the afternoon transitions into evening, there's no more fitting way to experience Amsterdam than from the canals that define it. So you could plan to take a canal cruise. Amsterdam's canal system was built in the 16th and 17th centuries to create a new expanded port city. Today, as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, it remains the city's most distinctive and beloved feature. A canal cruise provides a completely different perspective than exploring on foot, one that reveals the elegance of the canal house facades, the extraordinary density of historic bridges, and the quiet beauty of the waterways as they wind through the city's neighborhoods. As your boat glides through the water, you'll pass elegant merchant houses whose gabled rooflines reflect centuries of architectural ambition, historic stone bridges draped in flower boxes, houseboats that have become permanent and characterful homes, and illuminated landmarks that take on a completely different quality from the water. Many cruises include commentary that bring Amsterdam's history to life in ways that walking it alone simply cannot. The most magical time for a canal cruise is the evening. Amsterdam offers many dining establishments in the Grand Cafe style and is also known for excellent Indonesian cuisine, which is a legacy of the Netherlands' colonial history that has produced one of the most distinctive and delicious culinary traditions in the city. Consider combining an early evening canal cruise with dinner at one of the city's excellent Indonesian restaurants, where a traditional Dutch-Indonesian feast of dozens of small dishes offers you one of the most memorable and culturally resonant meals in all of Amsterdam. As the sun begins to set, golden light reflects off the water and illuminates the historic buildings. Bridges shimmer with warm light, and the canals take on a romantic and deeply peaceful atmosphere. It is the perfect way to close a day that has moved from the energetic beauty of the Jordaan through the cultural heights of the museum quarter and back to the water that gave the city its reason for being. For travelers who are discovering Amsterdam as part of a river cruise, the city is one of the most rewarding embarkation and disembarkation points on the entire Rhine itinerary. Amsterdam is one of Europe's leading river cruise destinations, with ships docking at several locations along the waterfront that are all within walking distance or a short tram ride from the Amsterdam Central Station and the historic city center. River cruise lines calling on Amsterdam include Viking, Alma Waterways, Avalon, Emerald, Scenic, Uniworld, Riverside, and many more, which makes it one of the most active river cruise ports in all of Europe. The most popular Rhine itineraries embark or disembark in Amsterdam and sail through Cologne, the Rhine Gorge, Rudesheim's wine country, Strasbourg, and even Basel, covering the breadth of the river's great highlights over anywhere from 7 to 14 nights. Alma Waterway's captivating Rhine itinerary, for example, begins or ends in Amsterdam, with guests spending the morning exploring the city's famous canals on a private cruise or touring the Rijksmuseum before the ship sails south in the afternoon. Vikings Rhine itineraries similarly begin with a guided walking tour through Amsterdam's charming streets, with your afternoon free to explore the city's art or historic museums, then stroll along the picturesque canals and sample the city's wonderful restaurants before boarding your ship. For travelers who want to fully experience Amsterdam before or after their cruise, I do recommend adding a pre or post cruise land extension, which are readily available through most of the major river cruise lines. These preset itineraries typically add 2 to 4 nights in the city with specially curated excursions, centrally located hotel accommodations, and guided experiences that go beyond what a single day in the city can offer. Given the flight investment that's required to reach Amsterdam from anywhere in North America, adding even 2 or 3 nights can transform your trip significantly and allow you to experience the city at an unhurried pace. So I do think that as far as when you visit, Amsterdam rewards you in each and every season, but spring can be arguably the most popular because of tulip season, milder temperatures, longer days, and the city being at its most colorful and photogenic. Summer is also warm and lively, but tends to be busy. So the shoulder seasons of April and September offer an excellent balance of good weather and manageable crowds. Winter tends to bring a cozy, atmospheric Amsterdam of candlelit cafe windows, Christmas markets, and the city's extraordinary museums with shorter lines. Getting around Amsterdam's historic city center is highly walkable, and most of the city's highlights are within comfortable walking distance of one another. The city's tram network provides quick and easy access to neighborhoods that are slightly further out, including the Museum Quarter and the Jordaan. Cycling is the quintessential Amsterdam experience with rental bikes widely available, even though navigating the city's bicycle traffic does require some awareness and confidence. Canal cruises and water taxis also offer a wonderful alternative perspective on the city. The Netherlands uses the euro, and credit cards are widely accepted throughout the city. However, having a little bit of euro cash on hand can be helpful in smaller cafes, market stalls, or even the traditional brown cafes can prefer cash. Dutch is the official language, although English is almost universally spoken in Amsterdam. You'll rarely encounter a language barrier in any of the tourist-facing establishments. Amsterdam Airport is one of Europe's major international hubs with excellent connections from North America and if you're continuing on across Europe. The airport is connected directly to the central station by a direct 15-minute train, which is one of the most seamlessly convenient airport-to-city connections in all of Europe. Amsterdam is a walking city, so comfortable broken-in shoes will probably be your most important packing decision. The weather can be famously changeable, so a compact umbrella and a light packable layer are often good to have year-round. If you plan to do any cycling, casual and comfortable clothing will work best. Amsterdam is a safe and welcoming city for tourists, but please be mindful of bicycle lanes because the cyclists do have the right of way, and they do move very quickly and also often quietly. Pickpockets can happen in crowded tourist areas, so please be aware of your surroundings, especially in the Rijksmuseum, the Anne Frank House, and the Central train station. Amsterdam is so much more than a city of canals. It is a city of stories which are layered, complex, beautiful, and sometimes sobering, that together form one of the most compelling urban narratives in European history. From the wandering, charming streets of the Jordaan and standing quietly in the Anne Frank House, to admiring Dutch masterpieces in the Rijksmuseum, or cruising along historic waterways as golden evening light plays across the water. Every moment in Amsterdam reveals another facet of a city that has been captivating travelers for 4 centuries. So whether it's your first visit or your 40th, Amsterdam always seems to offer something new to discover. Its beauty lies not only in the famous landmarks, but in the small, unhurried moments, like crossing a flower-lined bridge at dusk, discovering the perfect stroopwafel at a Saturday market, watching a heron stand motionless on a canal bank while the city moves around it. Those are often the moments that stay with you longest and the kind of memories that Amsterdam seems to have an extraordinary gift for creating. Are you ready to experience Amsterdam? Whether you're planning a European river cruise with Amsterdam as your embarkation or debarkation point, a true Netherlands vacation, or a broader European adventure, I would love to help you create a thoughtfully designed itinerary that's full of meaningful experiences. As a travel advisor specializing in Europe, as well as river cruise and luxury travel, I can help you find the right cruise line, the perfect itinerary, and the pre- and post-cruise experiences that will make every day of your journey as extraordinary as the destination itself. Visit dreamworthydestinations.com today to schedule your complimentary consultation, and let's start planning your dream journey to Amsterdam and anything beyond it. Thank you for embarking on yet another enchanting journey with me on the Dreamworthy Destinations podcast. I hope today's episode sparked your wanderlust and drew your travel dreams a little bit closer to reality. If my travel tales have inspired you today, please don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Your support means the world to me, and so do your reviews. Please share your thoughts and let me know what adventures you're dreaming about next. You can also dive deeper into the world of unparalleled luxury travel by joining my community on social media. Please join my Facebook group, Dreamworthy Destinations, so you never miss an update or a travel tip from the trails that we wander. If you're ready to make your travel dreams come true, you can also schedule a complimentary consultation with me to start planning your next unforgettable getaway. You can visit dreamworthydestinations.com to book your session today. A big heartfelt thank you to each and every one of our listeners. Your passion for exploration keeps Dreamworthy Destinations alive and thriving. Because of you, I continue my mission to turn travel dreams into breathtaking realities. Until our paths cross again, remember, imagine, explore, indulge. May your week unfold with the promise of adventures waiting just beyond the horizon. Keep dreaming and keep exploring, fellow wanderers.